Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. I'm Jose Rodriguez, real estate agent with HomeSmart Homes and Estates, also the team leader of the REJ team. And today I want to speak about the buying process A to Z, just to clarify what it takes to actually purchase a home here in the state of New York. So the first thing is first is partnering up with the right agent. And in this stage, the reason why you want to partner up with the right agent, even if you don't have a pre-approval yet, is because that specific agent that is transacting in your local market will be able to guide you with a reliable source of a mortgage company so that you can actually get a pre-approval for somebody that is reliable, which leads me to the next step, which is obtaining a reliable pre-approval. You know, in previous times, I've worked with certain clients that they had said, hey, Jose, you know, we already have somebody that has pre-approved us. Don't worry about it. We'll take care of it. Called the mortgage company. Everything sounded fine. We went under contract, and just when they were about to close, they already spent money on inspections, spent money on appraisals, they spent money on contracts, right? Hiring the attorney. They weren't able to get the mortgage because the mortgage company had missed a specific detailed information that they didn't ask up front, and it ended up biting him in the ass before closing. So that's why obtaining a reliable pre-approval with somebody that's going to ask all the right questions, verify that they're going to have all the documents necessary so that ultimately when you guys are at the closing table, nothing comes up and there's no surprises. So the next step is consultation. So once you have received a reliable pre-approval, sitting down with your agent, whether it's via Zoom, right, or sitting down via in person, having a consultation about expectations, what it is for you to expect in shopping for homes in today's market, right? The agent's expectations on when he's able to take you out, how the whole transaction works, just running through the whole process with you, making sure that you guys understand what's to come so that when things do arrive, you have the right questions to ask so that you're willing to or able to maneuver around any circumstances that you need to as a buyer, or just being in the right state of mind to purchase the proper home. That way, you know, sometimes in the market, things can get a little bit tricky. You know, they can be a little bit emotional depending on how the process goes. So that's why the consultation is there, to make things as smooth as possible. And that way, when you guys are out looking at houses, everybody is in the same page as to what is expected, what are your wants, what are your needs, and things of that nature. So the next step after that is the home search. So once you guys have gotten or given the criteria to your agent about what it is that you want, the home search is up next. So this is when your agent is actually taking you out to view properties and you're ready to make offers, which is the next step. Once you guys make an offer, depending on the activity on the property, right? If it doesn't have that many offers, you guys may be able to negotiate a little bit better, right? If it has a lot of offers, you may have to do highest and best and submit your best foot forward. So when you go to make offers, one thing to always keep in mind is have your agents run a comparable market analysis for you, because a lot of properties can look great, just came on the market. However, if your agent sees, he or she, that the properties around the area are selling, let's say for $350, and that one is priced for $300, then you know that they're overpriced, and that'll save you from making an offer that is going to hurt you years down the line, right? But either way, that's fine, because we'll get to why you also may be saved from that if you're getting a mortgage for sure. So let's say you make an offer, it gets accepted. The next step is inspections, right? So this is when you're hiring a professional inspector to walk through the home and find out if there are any issues that you haven't seen or that you weren't aware of through the regular home showing. Because this is when he's going to test the appliances, he's going to test making sure that the utilities are working, that all the mechanicals in the homes are functioning properly as they should, making sure that behind the walls it's not wet, right? There's not any mold anywhere. There's also making sure that there's no termites, right? For it to be mortgageable, you can't have termites. Just anything that has to do with the structure of the property, anything that has to do with the mechanical functions of the property. This is where you're going to find out the home inspection. If there are any leaks in the roof, if there's any pipes leaking, anything that you missed throughout the showing, the inspection is where you'll find it. And based on the things that you find, you're able to now go back to the seller and say, hey, these things weren't disclosed, we weren't aware of this, this, and that. We either want a credit or we want you guys to fix it. and that is for your agent to help you negotiate with the seller to make sure that you guys get what you deserve. The next step after that is under contract. So once you guys agreed on all the inspection items and everything else, going under contract is the next step. That's step number 7. After you go under contract, your attorney in the state of New York is going to have the lender, or the lender's most likely going to know, to schedule the appraisal to go out to the property to see how much the property's worth. Because another thing, again, the appraisals are going to do the same thing that I just mentioned earlier on. They're going to run a comparables and see what has sold around the area. Based on what has sold around the area, they're going to give you a price. Hey, based on the things that we've seen around the area, either it appraised for $300,000, and if you made an offer for, let's say, $350,000, we're not going to mortgage it. However, if it appraises, we've found properties that have sold around the area for $350,000, and this one's on the market for $350,000, this is fine. Then you're going to be able to get the mortgage and continue to move forward with the transaction. Now, the seller, let's say, for example, the home appraises for less. Let's say they're selling it for $350,000 and the home appraises for $320,000. At that point, now you have an option and a choice depending on what your contingencies are when you made the offer. So one of the offer contingencies that we put in our offers is an appraisal contingency, meaning that if this comes out lower than what the seller is asking for, we have a chance to negotiate with them and say, hey, this house is worth $320,000. You're looking to sell it to us for $350,000. The appraisal came back at $320,000. We're not going over $320,000. And then you can negotiate, and depending on what you guys agree on, right? If you guys want to go to $330,000, $340,000, depending on how many offers they had previously, and you want to put more money out of your pocket, then that's fine. However, that's a decision that you're going to make when the time comes. Just be aware of that. After that, you're also running simultaneously, as you're scheduling the appraisal, the title search. And what the title search is the company that goes out and searches for the history of title to make sure that there are no liens or encumbrances that are going to prohibit you from closing on the property. So this is very important because obviously if they owe $500,000 to the IRS, they're not going to be able to close on the property unless they can negotiate with the IRS to solidify that issue, short sale the property, right? There are many other things that they would have to take care of, but this is just to ensure that you're not buying a property that is going to have a lien attached to it, right? Because that's the last thing you want to do. The next thing after you get the title search and you get the municipal searches, which is when the inspector goes out to the property, make sure that all the smoke detectors are where they need to be, the home is safe, and you don't have to worry about any health hazards or safety hazards. That's the municipal search and making sure that everything is up to code. You'll move up to receiving the commitment letter from your mortgage company as a buyer. And the commitment letter pretty much is saying, hey, we are committing to giving you the loan at closing. So after you get the commitment letter, once you get the title back and everything, the next step is the final walkthrough. And what the final walkthrough is, what you're going to be doing as a buyer is you're going to be going, testing the appliances, testing the water, and making sure that everything is working as it should be, so that when you close, there are no surprises, and then you're like, wait a minute, this wasn't like this when we first saw the property. So at the final walkthrough, if there's any issues, you bring your agent and say, hey, look, this wasn't like this. I mean, your agent should be able to do this for you, right? They should be able to spot certain things. And I mean, if you spot certain things and you say, hey, this wasn't like this before, then at the closing table, that there will either have to be a credit or the seller would have to take care of whatever issue it is to be able to move forward with the close. So those are the 11 steps that I have here covered. It's very simple. All right, you guys can watch the video as much as you want. That's why I wanted to create a video, because it's a lot easier. I'm able to explain these things. And if you guys have any questions specific to your situation, feel free to ask me anytime. You could contact me in my email, therejteam@gmail.com. You can always follow me on social media, Real Estate Jose. That's my Instagram. And if you find this beneficial, you have a friend that's looking to purchase a home, is looking to sell a home, invest in real estate, feel free to share this video with them. Like it if it helped. Comment down below what you think, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. See ya.